So I'm in the river. I'm at the American River bike trail. There's a person right there riding his scooter. But I wanted to say, yeah, I was just thinking. I had a couple conversations today, and I'm thankful for those conversations. I've been a little. It's not only to myself. I've been really really frustrated about where I'm at and not knowing how to get out of it. Like not knowing how to move on to my own place, my own sanctuary, my own. I consider luxury more pleasure. I know that I live like. I mean, I do live. I live in the order that life comes. I use, and that's what I've always done. I use what's around me, the resources that are around me, to, and I think people are the greatest resources, and so that's what I did. I learned, and I still learn from people. But now, it's an inner resourcefulness. I have this inner security and inner strength, and I'm like, but what is, and it's ironic because I'm like, what's around me, and I keep thinking about the shelter being in the room with the bunks and the drug usage. But there's also I'm wanting to look, and I'm wanting to look at it with more gratitude and more love, instead of being like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to go back there, or why do I have, because I spend the day out. I usually spend the day out, but it's really hot. Like today's going to be 108. Today is July 16, 2023. I'm in Sacramento, American River Bike Trail, California, west coast of the United States, Earth. Okay, so anyways, so it's contradictory to say I want to be somewhere else where I'm exactly where I want to be right now. As far as I'm in the water, I wanted to put my feet in the water. It took me over a week and a half to do this. So I usually park my bike up there. I didn't bring my bike. I usually don't have one. I have these like cheap pair of shoes, like $4 pair of shoes, and I didn't trust them on the terrain. So I didn't know if my feet could be on this without getting hurt. And then, so was all these things. But the other day I came down and put my feet in. And then yesterday I came down and fell on my butt. And I got my pants dirty and my shirt dirty. And every time I come in the woods, because I come in the wood area pretty much every single day, and every single day I pretty much get some kind of cut or bite or something. And I don't like the bites because I feel like those are avoidable. I feel like, don't bite me. I see you see me, just please don't bite me, but the other accidents is because I'm on my bike and I fall. I mean, I'm not used to riding in dirt and different kind of like rocks everywhere all of a sudden, or tree branches, or just debris. So there's a lot of skidding around sometimes, and it's not about how slow or fast, because I've slowed down and rolled my brakes, but if you hit a bump, you're like so I carry band-aids and alcohol pads with me. And I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see because the water's going to be dropping, but yeah. But like that back part of my right leg is a lot of times the chain on my bike just cutting into my leg when it falls over. Anyways, I was thinking, I had two cool conversations today. One guy was asking me, well, he said good morning, and I just gave him a thumbs up. He missed the thumbs up, and he was like, oh, you're really concentrating on what you're doing. And I just was like, I was just talking to him about, usually I'm listening to Buddhist chants, mantras. There's one that I really love, and I don't think this is a Buddhist chant, but it's a mantra with Lakshmi and Saraswati and Gauri or Shiva, and it's talking about, it's my hands, because my hands, I use my hands to paint, I use my hands to draw, I use my hands to, wash my face and take care of my body, with my abhyanga, like oil, like massage my body, to love on myself. I use my hands, and I'm just going to put this out there. In other incarnations, in other states of consciousness, not all realms are physical, and not all realms are incarnations did I have hands. So I really am I'm trying to enjoy that more, trying to enjoy, be aware of how special this time is, and this creative, this ability to create our realities, and to be able to travel, to be able to, it's an inner travel though. I want to see the world, you know. I want to see, I'm so happy to be here. Like, I feel like I'm complaining and I shouldn't be, but it's not complaining. It's really like, I just spit on accident, but it's really like, oh man, I want to see Lake Tahoe. I want to see, I want to island hop in Hawaii. um I really feel like I could be there and just explore. That just made me feel calm. I want to see New Zealand. I have friends there. I really, 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 really want to go to Ireland. There's a call, and there's a call there, and I want to visit Scotland, Wales. But yeah, if I could get to Ireland, and Australia was on my list a while ago, and I have a friend that lives in that country, so I do want to go there. I want to go to Spain, Barcelona. I have to go to Rome. It's really, really important. If I, in my mind, like right now, if I had the money, because I really want to go to Hawaii, but my first trip, I really want to go to Rome. Even if it's for, I think I want to be there for a week at least. It's just really important to me. It's. I'll talk about it when I get there, because it's super important. It's super special. But anyways, I picked this up because I talked to a couple people. I talked to a staff person who was really, really great. One of two who were really nice to me when I first got to the shelter, and I've been there 74 days. Friday night I left because I was super, super upset. On Thursday night I was coming in with I got in around 9:15. I want to have some herbal tea before I go to bed. It's like sleepy time tea, probiotics. Anyways, I love tea. I drink tea a lot. And at this point, I'm drinking the tea. I don't have the tea strain. I don't have that particular luxury right now to have the way that I would normally, but I have the tea bags, and I love the tea that I can get at the store. I will do my loose leaf and I will do that again, and have my, yeah. But I love the ritual of it. I love the experience of it. I love the health benefits of it. I feel better, right? And so I was doing that, and I was going to the dorm. I filled up my mug, and I was using a styrofoam cup, the styrofoam cups that they give out at lunch or dinner or breakfast, but you have to get there in a certain time. They put them away, right? And so I have my mug, and I'm going in. I'm thinking, this is Thursday night, and one of the girls stops me, and I didn't know her name. I don't know a lot of the staff members' names. I've been asking as time has gone by, but I found out 4 people's names yesterday, because this one guy is just chatty. So I got information from him, because I was like, because he likes someone. Anyways, there's this whole thing, and I was like, is it blah blah blah? And he was like, no, that's one guy. And so I got like 4 people's names yesterday. But the person I was talking to today, we bonded. I saw her tattoo. It looked like characters that weren't English characters. I don't know the right word for that, but I felt that they were some kind of other language. And my vision is not very good right now. My outer eyesight, the prescription glasses that I have are 2015. I lost my other glasses. I don't think I've ever lost glasses in my life, but I lost the prescription that was the newer one, and that was still old. I think it was 2017 or 2017. So anyways, I love the frames of these glasses, but my eyes are like, but I have the orange over goggle glasses that are so helpful. They're called No Cry. I got them on Amazon. It's like $12. It changed my whole life. I got the first pair in November, and then I got another pair in May around my birthday, because they were all scratched up, and I was like, I need to treat myself to another pair. But they are blue filter. They filter out the blue. And I thought I was just gonna get it for like computer stuff and at night, because I was gonna start writing again, because I I've been sketching and drawing and painting for the last 4 years, and I write in my journals and I write my gratitude, but it literally turns into a picture during it or right after it. So I thought I was going to get back on the computer and start gathering material from the poetry books I wrote in 2018 and 2019. And then just also I'll see what else I have to say, because I have a lot of information, but I don't know how to really organize it, or what people would want to hear, or what people are interested in. Any questions that, if you are watching this, if you have any questions, like, that would help guide me to know what to share. And I'm also looking for fun. I'm looking to play games. I told somebody the other day. Okay, so let me get back to the story. I had my tea. I was walking to the dorm, walking past the front desk area, and this girl, the staff member, young woman, she said, "Oh, what do you have there?" And I said, "Oh, it's my sleepy time tea." And I walked up to her like this, I walked up to her and I had it, and like I was like, "Oh, this is my sleepy time tea," and they had 2 tea bags, and I was like, "I'm just gonna settle." She was like, "You can't go back there with that," and I was like, in my mind, like, I drink tea all the time. So I didn't say, well, I did. I think I said that. I said, and she was like, "Yeah, you need to go to the cafeteria." And I was like, I said, "People have like sodas and water back there, you know." She was like, "I didn't see them. I saw you." And I was like, oh, and there's like 4 or 5 people walking by back and forth with their food if anybody's walking out with a bag of food and goes to the cafeteria, or bag, and goes to the cafeteria and pulls out food, they have food in the bag. Like, fuck, right? And so I was just like, and so I went and drank my tea, because I was like, my whole point was to drink it and relax. It wasn't to argue with somebody. So I said thank you, and then I went, because thank you, even if it sounds sarcastic or whatever, thank you is it is my favorite prayer. Thank you includes I love you. It includes you're welcome, because when I was younger, I couldn't be waiting for people's you're welcome, or people questioning my sincere gratitude when they feel like they're doing something simple. Anybody who does me a service, I'm fully grateful for. And this is one of the reasons why I picked this up. Should I finish the story or say this? I'll finish the story. So I relaxed and I had my tea. I settled my body down and drank my tea. But the cafeteria has blurring lights. And these glasses helped with my silent migraines. When I put them on, my whole body relaxed. That's why I wear them pretty much 90% of the time. I wear them pretty much all the time, even indoors, because the harsh, whatever light is, it's not natural light, right? So anyways, I wear them out, and I love them. And some people have asked me why, and it made me think that other people were wondering. So I was able to tell them it's just to protect my eyes, and my eyes are very sensitive. And I don't know if they get strained or whatever, but and I think it's spiritual reasons, just to be focusing on my own insight and sharing that. And that's what my art does. That's what my paintings. I'm sharing my inner world and my insights and all my travels and all the people that I meet and the colors that they're wearing and the colors that I see, and everything goes together. And in the past 2 or 3 years, it was about transmuting energies and healing, and their ascension paintings, because while I was healing, I was making these works, and it was traveling through some of my past experiences, past lives, but a lot of just the stuff the people that I've met and the people who have shared things with me. Some people, when we've talked over the years, they said I've never said this to anybody, I've never told this to anybody, and those things are sacred to me. A lot of my times of talking with people are one-on-one, and I didn't tell anybody, but it's in the painting. So it's basically, I'm saying the emotions that I've encountered and the energies that I've encountered and the things that have united us in love and united us in healing. There are a lot of energies that, people that I've met have gone through. And I'll say, child abuse things, feeling isolated and rejected by peers or family, feeling confused about why we're here in the first place. Like, why am I here on earth? What is my purpose? Why is this so painful? I just want to go home. Like, all those feelings are just confusion. Um, excelling in something that, I'm going to speak for myself, excelling in something that seems very simple to me and praised by others, but I'm wanting to explore something else. The example is, when I was younger, I skipped a grade. I skipped from kindergarten first semester to first grade second semester. I could have skipped again in fifth grade. My mom was like, no. And then in 10th grade, at the end of junior year, I had more than enough credits to graduate. So my senior year, I had like TA, typing, drama, and advanced theater. Yeah. So I only had two kind of real classes, Spanish and English, and I think I might have taken a government class, but I never really went to that. I didn't need them. And when I went to UCLA that first semester, I was sophomore status. No, second quarter status or something like that. I only needed a couple credits to not... Anyways, I had enough credits, but I didn't get to skip up except for that first one. And my mom made the decision because she didn't want me to be with older kids. She wanted me to... So I was always with... I was born in 78. I was always with my 77s, but I wasn't... but she didn't want me to be with people that were too older, and that was the mom decision. I feel like I was taught that, obviously I honored the Divine Mother, and I honor how we all got here. I consider my part of the creation that I like, or whatever, I come from the Divine Mother. Mother is protector, nourisher. People say chaos, but it's creation, it's death, resurrection, it's all of it. And so sometimes when I think about the masculine, the men, I just think that it's hard to really think of it properly because it's just under the umbrella of the Divine Mother, and being with the Divine Mother and living so much in the heart space of her energy, growing up in that energy, I consider it dark, but not dark in a bad way, just dark, because the womb was dark, a dark place to grow and to learn and to rest and to be in tune with life, the waters of the life, whether I was incarnate or not. So I spent a lot of time with the Divine Mother heart, and this is all over the place, and I really love it. I'm hoping whoever is watching it likes this, because it's just coming out, just like the paintings or the things that I write or sketch. And so anyways, after the tea, I go back to the tea. I'm walking back to the door. Oh, I walk past, and her head's down in her phone. It's usually down in she's usually looking at something. So I could have had another hot water and just went by. So I was just like, And I was going to the dorm, and my bunkmate, the bottom, I sleep on the top, he sleeps on the bottom, was coming out for his, to eat a little bit and get his coffee and come back. And then I saw somebody right there also with a cup of something, right? And so I was like, should I let this go? And I just was like, no, I'm not gonna let this go, because I was angry. So I went out, and I thought, because I feel like it was unfair and it was unjust, but I also know that I was wrong, because there's signs that say don't take food and drink past this point. So obviously I'm not going to do that anymore, but like, people do it, right? I was going to say everybody does it. So I was talking to her, and a lot got said, but I was like, at one point I'm talking about, did you stop anybody else? She said, like, you guys think, she said that, you think that I singled you out? And I say yes, because I was like, and she didn't answer this one. I said, did you stop anybody else tonight? Because at this point it's like 10 o'clock. And what I was mad about, this is why, and my feelings were hurt, is that I was going back to the dorm with herbal tea to relax. I usually meditate and then I lay down, or I'll do my foot massage and then I'll lay down. And it's to keep this peace, because the back energy, there are people who do not so good things. And I don't want to say not so good things, but like, meth, snorting stuff, and rolling joints, even though I love marijuana, but there's this energy of gotta have, I don't know how to describe it. It's an energy thing. It's depressing. It's this always, I don't know how to describe it. And then people being intoxicated and not knowing how to handle their shit, and so anger comes out, just dumb stuff, right? So for me, bringing my energy, I've made that energy. It's like I've been there. My space is good. My energy is good. It feels good. It's a sanctuary when I go back to my space, right? Even though it's just like this little cot, it's, so anyways, and then I was thinking about, no matter what the energy in there is like, at least my energy is there as an option, right? As a visual option, that we can choose what we're putting into our bodies. We can choose how we're taking care of our bodies. We choose how we're taking care of our space. I love that there are guys who just mop and sweep, and they're really, really good about that, and like cleaning their shoes. And one guy pretty much bathes 2 or 3 times a day. And to me, that's self-care. And the way I care for myself, the meditation, the abhyanga, the quietness, the meditation, the listening to the Buddhist chants are CC Winans' beloved Belief for a Deluxe album is one that I listen to a lot, and DOE's Clarity album has really saved me. So these things lift my spirit, so at least I can start the day off right, or at least my energy can be in a good place. And because my environment, I feel like I give it to the environment that I'm in just by my natural self. But I haven't been feeling like I get the love back. And so this is why my feelings were hurt about the tea thing, because I'm bringing something that is healthy back there, but she's not stopping anybody who's bringing other bad things. So I just feel like, or other things that don't promote health. I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, I felt like she was tripping me up, and I felt like it was on purpose. And it's an energy thing, because I do feel like she is lazy and at her job, and that I don't feel like her heart's in the right place, and that's a judgment that I made the week before. So I feel like that energy doesn't lie, right? And so yeah. So I was like, if you're gonna do that, and I made the comparison, like as a black man, or perceived black man, going into the store, and the cashiers or the security saying like, put your bag up here. When you see a person, it's like it's a backpack or whatever, you see a white woman or white guy with their like little totes that they've bought in, or a big bag, and like nobody's hassling them. I'm like, so it's just like, it's unfair, right? So I said, like, if you're gonna do that, do it with everybody. Get your head out of your phone and do your job, And then she was like, I did my job enough to catch you. If you don't, she was like, she was like, next time don't get caught. And I said, I'm not gonna sneak around you. And I said it twice. I'm not gonna sneak around you. Because that in my mind was trying to change my character, that I have to be all like, when the whole point is to be myself, and to be my happy self and my visible self, and take care of myself as an example, and also just not being afraid to be myself. This is just who I am. Wherever I am, right? So I just was offended by that. And this is my thing, right? I didn't have to be offended, but I was like, you're saying something, you're telling me to sneak around you. And I was just like, I'm not going to do that. I couldn't even imagine that, right? So I felt like And so she was like, do you think that she was like, oh, you think that she said, you think that I singled you out. You think this is about you. All of y'all, if we have to check a bag and you think, well, that person hasn't. And I'm like, well, I don't understand why it's random. And when she said that, she was like, oh, you think this is what I guess I'm avoiding. Oh, you think I singled you out? And I said, yes. And she said, that's sad. And I felt like when she said that's sad, that it was a put down, because it's not sad. It was me knowing how I felt and coming from a perspective of, and I was like, even in this conversation, 5 people have gone by and you haven't stopped them. And so that's what I just didn't understand. And so at one point, basically, we ended it with, I came up to her and I said, my soul lineage is love. My favorite prayer is thank you. If I had a religion, it would be gratitude. And so thank you, because I've learned something. Because I knew that I learned that, neither one of us was right. because I was wrong. I was, but I didn't like the way that I was treated, and I didn't like that it felt discriminatory, and I felt unjust, and it felt like she was abusing her power. And I know that made me feel powerless because I'm in a homeless shelter and I'm at the subject. What is it? Not that subject. I feel like at the mercy of other staff members' moods and likes and dislikes. People don't get kicked out, but people can get kicked out. I don't know how to describe it. They choose, right? And I don't want to be on anybody's bad side, which I don't want to lose. I've already lost so much. I don't want to lose housing for getting into. I don't know how to describe it. So that's an insecurity that I'm having. Having to leave places because because it's abusive, it doesn't fit my vibe, or I can't grow there, or being kicked out of places for unfair reasons. And I know that people will say the rejection is protection, God's protection. I do understand that. It's just been hard. It's hard. It's hurtful. So at some point, she was just, after that, she said something, and I said something about my ancestors, and she said, what are your ancestors? She said something, and I said, oh, you'll see. So it was one of those. And I was like, this is the third time that I've had to call on my ancestors like this in 2023. I know I had to call on about one other person, and part of me knows, because I didn't deserve to be upset, right? And then I don't know what it means when I call on them, except the ones that the main justice, the justice would be, and my whole thing, the justice would be for us to both recognize, for her to recognize herself and to love herself. Because anybody who was self-loving could have, I don't know, because I can't dictate. She could have been having a bad day. Somebody could be sick at her house. It could be so many things, but I took it as you're trying to trip me up from being healthy. You're trying to trip me up from my nighttime routine, from being calm in a place that is not a good place for people. This is not where I'm so grateful to have shelter. I hope that I don't want anybody to be homeless. There's so much land in the United States. There's so much land in California. I don't understand, but we're coming from the streets and living on a tent under the freeway. We're some of the most vulnerable people in our society, and these are the people working with us. And I just wish that people were kinder. We all have our stories, and in my mind, I'm like, there are 8 billion people or something on the planet, and we are all here together, staff and clients alike. At this place, I think they call us client. I don't know what they call us. Participants. At the other shelter that I was at in 2021, they called us guests. So, yeah, I got hugs there whenever I wanted. I was only there for 5 months, but that was hard too, in its own ways, right? Different ways. But yeah, why did I pick this up? I was trying to say it was really short. I've spent 28 minutes. I was having conversations with the guy this morning, and then the staff member. They shared with me some things, and I shared with them some insights, and there were synchronicities. I saw the staff member's tattoo. It looked like rune symbols to me. We started talking about that. I bought all my runes because she hadn't heard of them. I said that there were divination too, sort of like tarot. She said that she's done tarot before. She did her tattoos, and she said that's how we were talking, the tattoo thing, and how the symbols looked, and they were self-done, and they were done about 15 years ago. And so I was just like, it's super cool and super brave and blah blah blah. And when I said that there were divination tools like tarot, she said she does tarot. She has, but people say it's evil. And then I was like, I didn't say anything that idea like that. I was like, people, it's a tool. It's just like you can use a tool like you can use fire for it's just a tool, right? And so, and she said what's kind of scared her was that it's accurate. And I said, hold on. And I said, well, 70%, I said, yes, it's accurate. I said, it's coming from your intuition. We all are individuals. We all have our, I was like, I pointed to her body, I pointed to my body. I was like, these are, that's ancestors. Your body's made up of that. I don't think I don't know if people like actually think that way, but I always do. Thank you, ancestors, for my body and my DNA and my life. Being able to, anyways, the physical. Anyways, obviously, thank God. Anytime I'm talking, God is first. Anytime you see me, God is first. God is first. God is first in my life. And then it's me. And then it's everyone. So that means it's all of us, right? Because divine love unites us and God is one and stuff like that. But in this consciousness and awareness, it's God first, then me, and then everyone. And so we were talking about that. I showed her my runes. And then something came up about, because I was like, yes, just a way to get in touch. All of our information is inside of us. And I was like, the earth is, I always say that, the earth is 70% water. And she was just like, I just heard that yesterday. And I was like, so in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's cool, because that's the synchronicity, right? I get less excited about that. I know how that sounds. I get less excited about them personally, but I'm excited when the other person opens their minds to think, or like realizes how connected we are, how in sync things are. So I like it from the, anyways. So she said that, and I said, yeah, the earth is a water planet. It was something that I usually say. And then, 70% water, and our bodies are made of that. And I said, you look at the water being 70%, we don't know what's going under that 70%. There's whole civilizations down there. There's so much down there. And I said, it's the same with us. There's so much depth in our unconscious and subconscious that our conscious mind can explore. And I said, I was like, I'm not afraid of the deep. I've been in the deep. I've been on land. I've been in the, there's so much to explore. And I said, that's who we are individually. That's our subconscious. And so our unconscious, and also secrets of the universe or whatever, but it's coming through our own filter and our own. So she was like, yeah, that she does whatever she wants. We're both older. I think she's in her 40s. She does listen to other people, but she's going to do what she wants. And that's how I feel. People don't think that I care. I do care, and I do hear, except the exception, I was going to say except, I am doing my own thing. I'm creating. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm creating, and which is happiness and joy and peace on earth. And that means that I take care of myself in that way. I try to cultivate peace within myself so that vibration goes out. But also because I want to be peaceful, and I am for the most part. And joy, because I was made to enjoy life. And I think that I don't know what other people were made for, but I hope that I just want to share that and be like, this is an option. This is what I think that we can do, and I want to join in with more fun and more, like I'm on the water. I want to be on a boat. I want to do the jet ski thing. I want to do the hang glider thing where you're strapped to the boat, like in Freaky Friday, the original, and like you can, jump over stuff and just fly in the air. I want to learn how to swim. I know all this, right? I don't want to do all this water stuff, but I want to learn how to swim confidently in all bodies of water. So like the river, the ocean. I want to surf, swimming pool. I just feel like I just want to be more a part of nature. I want to explore nature, and I'm getting to do that slowly but surely, but I want some more. And so she had never seen the runes before. I never shared them, so it was kind of like, and I turned them over and I had them, usually I'm picking from them, but I had them face up so she could see them. And I asked her what she was drawn to, and she picked a couple. One was Daeg, D-A-E-G, I think. And one of them was, it looks like in my book it'll say cartwheel. It looks like kind of like the letter R, but not. And it's about communication, and so I because of the water thing, I was like, the new moon today is in Gemini. I said, if you look online, it'll probably say it's in Cancer, but in the sky, it's in Gemini. And Gemini is about communication and intellect, and it's a good time to, learn stuff. And then she showed me a book. She's like, everything that we were just talking about, I just started reading a book yesterday, and she let me read the first page on her phone, and it was talking about the God self and the higher self, and being a part of the universe. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And so, and when I was talking to the other guy earlier who had asked me what I was, that he had said hi to me, and that I hadn't heard him because I was so focused on what I was doing, I was telling him that, we can choose. I said, I do this to start my day off good. So no matter what's happening, this is a vibration that I know, and I could just tap back into it very easily. Right. And so, and he was like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And then I was just like, because there's things that we can watch, like cartoons. Everybody knows what makes them happy, even if it's for a moment. Do that, because it's important. It's important to you, and it's important to the world. It changes, And I said, as simple as, like, somebody told me yesterday to watch Pocahontas and Monsters Inc. So animation. And so I was telling them that I like this anime called Demon Slayer. It's a Japanese, and I really like it. But then I'm fighting demons all night, or I'm feeling like I'm attracting that. So my intuition was like, watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I started the series again. I think I'm on episode 9 of season 1, and I love that series. It's one of my favorite shows ever. The Good Place is another one, and Battlestar Galactica is another one, the 2004 version, 2005 version. So those are my, anyways. So he was like, yeah, and he was just like, yeah, I never thought about that. And I was like, yeah, it's just about choosing your vibration. We can do that. It might not be as easy as it sounds, but it's still a choice. And I just want to give, if people haven't heard it, I just want to give people that thought that is an option, And I do shift very fast because I don't like to stay in an energy of anger. So the tea thing was hard because, and I woke up thinking about it, and then I decided to leave the shelter for the day, for the night. So I went to a 23-hour respite place that I haven't been to since March or April of 2022. They were very happy to see me because they've seen my paintings. They saw me when I was fresh off the street in October of 2020, where I thought I was okay, but I wasn't. And so they got to see my work. They got to see the paintings over time. And we were talking about, and I got to do this. They have a chalkboard. So they were like, you have the whole space. You can use the whole chalkboard. They're going to keep it up to at least Monday. And since it was my third time there, I think one of the times, I think it might be my 4th time. But they're just so encouraging, and I needed that love. Nobody here knows that I paint. Or they haven't seen my paintings. Only one guy, because I was like, I paint. I was like, I like your outfit. I like your purple pillowcase. I just wanted to be encouraging of people who might, who have like a pink flower pillowcase, because that was the only one that was available. I'm like, yo, that was the one I had at the beginning, but I went to storage and got one. I want to encourage, because I'm around a lot of guys and I haven't been, and just be yourself, be your beautiful self, and a lot, and it's the divine feminine. I think I'm just like saying it's okay to be whole, it's okay to be hurt, and it's okay to be courageous, it's okay to be funny, it's okay to be you, it's okay, even with the drug usage and the because it looks to me like self-harm, but it also looks to me like coping, and I'm not going to judge anybody at all, especially in this situation. It's just not, one of my philosophies is who am I to hold your past against you? I'm not going to do that, because at any given moment we can shift and we can change and we grow from wherever we've been. And so I know that this is long. Holy shit, it's 38 minutes. I don't know if it can be uploaded on YouTube. So anyways, I made those are my gratitudes. I made 2 connections, so I've been really pissy. That's what I'm trying to say. Not really pissy. The birds are like, I've been being too hard on myself. I want to be more grateful for the gifts that I'm able to give to others, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because they gifted me with I don't want to say humbling myself, but being able to have these conversations and to be able to share with others, to be heard, and to have them share what they watch or what they're doing. It's simple, but it made my day. I was delayed in getting here, but what is a delay in getting here by 5 minutes or to go get my rooms from my locker and do that? Well worth it. I'm on my own time schedule, but sometimes I'm like, I need to do. And so basically, it's like I want to relax, spend more time in nature. And it's funny saying it while I'm in the midst of it. I want my own sanctuary, my own place. I want recognition for what I do energetically. I want people to see my paintings more, my sketches. I want to get involved in a variety of industries. Music, fashion. I was going to say acting, but more performing. I would love to be a clown, a mime, a jester, do improv, and maybe act and stuff eventually. But I like the spontaneity of coming. I like the excitement of something coming off from the top of your head when it's really coming from experience or coming from wherever it's coming from. But it's thrilling to have spirit work through me in that way. I just love it. And most of the time I'm channeling myself. Past feature. As long as I'm here in the present, I have access to all of me and all of my history and my records, my Akashic records. I know how it sounds, but I downloaded them here and I uploaded them 2020, and then I started over. And I've started over a lot since then. So yeah, I brought all my energy down to earth and was successful in 2019. And then I was born again in early 2020. And then at some point in early 2020, I uploaded all the information that I gathered, because it's different bringing down your galactic and your star history and all of that. I wanted to share what I've learned in my Earth incarnations up, and now it's just been an open channel. And now, like, looking back through my life, it's just been an open channel. I'm just more aware, and so it's basically I'm coming into a lot of my gifts and a lot of my knowledge and able to speak about it. And when it gets shared, how I share it, sometimes I'm only sharing snippets. The other things will come out when they come out. People will see them when they see them. I witness myself, and I know that spirit witnesses. I know that God witnesses. I know that God is my witness. God is my best friend. God is my love, and I'm loved by God. Myself loves me. God loves me. God trusts me. My spirit team, my ancestors, my angels, the beings that I don't know, that I haven't met, from star systems that I know some of the names and that I don't. Just I feel, I don't want to say at the brink, but maybe that's the right word. I feel that it's time for me to have my own personal sanctuary. I carry my sanctuary within. I carry my body wherever I am, I am. This is the vessel of my essence. That's why I take care of it the way that I do. I try. Some things cost money. Like, I have this tooth thing going on. And I'm scheduled for surgery next Thursday. It's an infection. I've had it since March. I've been having low grade on and off fevers for a while. Let me see if I can catch this. It's my lighter. Let's see if it'll work in the future. I don't know. But I finally got the insurance. It finally went through the referral, and the dentist office that I'm working with is super cool. I got lucky. But I also, when things come through, I get what I need to get so I can get things done. I do my part, and then I have to wait. That's what it feels like. So anyways, my surgery is next week, but I need a ride. Not only a medical transport, which I can get through Medi-Cal, but it has to be somebody that is there. So the surgery is an hour, and I talked to I have a caseworker. I go to a clinic for people who are homeless and who have mental health diagnosis, and my case manager is not that I've told her, and she was like, oh, yeah, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just not, she's not reliable at all for me. And so I have to find somebody to do that. So I've been concerned about that, and I'll find someone, but it's just like, it's weird to not have, because it's an hour, but I just need somebody to drop me there, to be there, and to take me back. And I'm getting that tooth out, and this tooth in the back is a top back. I don't think you will be able to see it, but that tooth is cracked. It's been there for like 7 or 8 years. So my body is amazing. My immune system is amazing. It just sort of feels like it cut. I can't wait to have these 2 teeth out to see what my life is going to be like without these 2 teeth, because my body, I feel like, will benefit to not have this, to have a cracked, dead tooth. And the teeth, I was born with, it's a genetic defect. It's called amelogenesis imperfecta. Yeah, amelogenesis, amelogenesis imperfecta. And it's it's a lack of enamel. And so over the years, I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't have insurance. I had a cracked tooth, and one of the doctors put in veneer on this one, I think, and then that helped because I was like 17. And then another dentist, when I worked at FedEx, because we had like a $2,000 deductible, he worked on some things for free, and he gave me these bridges. I wanted to get them all taken out and just start over, but no dentist would do that. In 2015, I lost like 6 teeth, no 4, because the extractions were free to $50 versus getting a root canal, or the cavity filled in a root canal, which was like $975 at the time. I think they're $1,300 at the time. Couldn't afford it. The teeth are so important because it breaks down the food, and that food to digest in the body. Without being able to do that, the body is always fighting and trying to be at equilibrium. So to not be able to break down food really did affect my system. Now, I'm eating oatmeal, I'm drinking tea, noodles, applesauce, vegan shakes, yeah. So, yeah. Do I want to say anything else? So it was good to get away for a day. The Respite Center, I got to make a cool little mural. I got tired at one point, and I thought I was going to be done, but I usually leave when I'm there at like 6 or 7 the next morning, but I decided to stay until the very last minute, and so that was 11:30, and so I had between 10 and 11, I had an hour or so to work on it. So I started using the rest of the wall, and then one of them took a picture, and they're going to send it to their website person or something like that. So basically I'm saying they're super supportive, and I haven't painted at the shelter. So I hadn't painted in 2 months, and it's just because I have a lot of heartache now with the paintings. They're so good, and it's just a gift, and I love doing it, but there's so much pain and loss involved with people that I grew up with, and people that I loved, and people that I was going to spend my life with, who ended up being jealous or afraid or not happy for me, saying I needed to do this and this and this, and I'm like, the paintings are proof that this is the way I've lived my life, my entire life, but definitely my adult life, going from one situation to another, praying, being guided, following God, following Spirit. It's funny, he's turning around. I'm sorry, it's a very odd thing. I don't know if he's run out of gas or if he's in a circle, he's revving his motor. I've never seen, usually they just go straight through. because there's nothing here. The end has a... Anyways. Okay. I've gotten totally distracted. Yeah, I was just saying, like, the prayer has been constant. It's been conscious. Early 20s, just the prayer, the meditation. The yoga started as a teenager, and that was every morning. I did that with my ex-wife. I was married for 8 years, from age 18 to 26. 96 to 2000 and early 2008, and then I transitioned in 2009. So anyways, in my mind I'm like, maybe I should stop, but I feel like this person is doing the most. But the lake is for all of us. It's just a weird... I don't know how to describe what just happened. It just felt weird. But maybe it's just time for me to stop talking. So I was just saying, like, yeah, I go in order. If I have a place to sleep, that's where I'm sleeping. But if I'm working on something spiritually, like at the old place that I was at, I was working on being more silent. So I would tell my roommate or tell the people, or have it written down on a little paper, that I wasn't talking today. Because nothing is really... hold on. The reason why I'm saying that it's odd is because they're usually not this close to me, and they just usually speed by. Yeah, and he just circled around. It's fine. It's fine. It's just odd. And I'm distracted. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not supposed to be talking about my past. Because the past is the past and the past is done. But that's the heartache that I've had from... and just that... also that I have nearly 900 pieces at this point. And I've sold. I just sold one last month at the end of June. And I might have sold one earlier this year. I haven't been pushing it. I sold like maybe 7 or 8 pieces last year. But basically, I'm making them. The bigger pieces are in storage. The smaller, I have some paper paintings and the Osalittles with me, and that's what I took to the respite center. So there's 4 or 5 new people who haven't worked there, that have started in the last year or so that I haven't been there. So they didn't see the paintings, but they've heard of me. And so I was so tired. So I just gave them the 2 notebooks and let them look through it. So they don't have the pressure of the artist being over their head either. So they got to peruse them at their own, and 2 different shifts, because they came back for them at the other shift. I got to talk to one of them the next morning, and she told me about the two that she liked, because I was like, what was speaking to you? Because I love when they're read, because it just makes me feel connected to the person that is reading them. Because what do they see? I get to see what they see. I've already made it, and I don't look at them properly sometimes, because it's an energy output, and I love making stuff, and it's hard for me to look back. And so when another person is reading them, I get to feel connected. I feel seen. And I get to see them and what's in their heart and what's in their experiences, because they'll just share. Like, one of them thought it looked like tie-dye and the bisexual colors, and one of them, I had my Osalittles and my paper paintings. I very rarely have mixed my ink art with my paint, but I have 2 or 3 Osalittles like that, and I have maybe 6 paper paintings like that. And that's one of the paintings that I sold last month, because that person was interested in that combination. I was like, I only have about 9 pieces out of the hundreds that I have. And it's because I'm self-conscious about them, because it's a mixture of those two. My ink art is usually like more journaling, my own personal journaling, and maybe manifestations. There's a lot of information in the ink, but they look kind of like little kid drawings or caveman drawings. And she told me that, and I was like, one of them, there's a character that looks like an Insibity character. That means this is my land. And so I was telling her about Nidi Okorafor. And, you know, I do feel like my paintings are my love and light language and my insibity, because they look like some of them. I mean, I'm really interested in animation. I want to do animation, but I also want to learn how to draw. I've been teaching myself how to draw, but I want to be able to representationally draw at the same time of how I see my inner vision, so I can mix them and just have all the tools that I can use to make beautiful art. So I'm always learning, but the paintings look like they're moving. And that's why I'm interested in them. I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? And so I made a digital art piece 3 days ago on the phone. So again, that's what I mean, using what I have, right? Of course, I would like an iPad, like the bigger iPad with the iPad pen and all of that. And then the other one, maybe it's a Surface. It's another, I don't know if it's Microsoft. I want to try the ones that people are using. I want to try the best that's on the market. Or not necessarily, but to be able to choose, because I'm a good shopper, I'm a good comparer, and I know what I need and what I want. But I would like to see what the best is being offered, and then to see what I feel like I need from that, or what I can use from that. But I definitely want an iPad Pro. I definitely want that, with the pen and then the keyboard, and then to do art from that and take tutorials from that. I want to rollerblade, and I want to learn how to use regular skates at a skating rink. I want to be able to use my physical body in a way that I haven't, because I've always been a little cautious with it, and that's because of insurance reasons. I grew up poor. Like I felt like if I did something and got hurt, that my parents would be mad and wouldn't be able to afford it. It would be stressful. So I've been very careful with my physical body, and I want to explore it and trust it more, and just, you know, I want to do some kind of martial arts, maybe Tai Chi Chuan. I want to eventually do stuff with ribbons, swords. What else? Yeah, I want to travel through jungles. I want to try being in a yurt. I want to live in a treehouse. I want to make love in the forest on a bed with a canopy. That's one of my... I want to be in nature more, and I'm getting to experience that. And this is something that I've wanted, and that's something that I've manifested, and has been gifted to me. So again, like I'm here. I'm living in a homeless shelter, but I'm close enough to the river to be able to relax and dispel these energies that are maybe heavier, because I do feel like churches, hospitals, and shelters attract energies and entities, but there's light everywhere. We're everywhere, and especially the conscious light. They don't have a chance, but they're also not. On my personal experience, I was gonna say they exist. I exist. I just want to be able to be my peaceful, cool self, no matter what, no matter where. And so that's what I do. But I want to be less stressed about it. I want to be less. So yeah, I want to float. I want to fly. Yeah. Thanks for listening to all of this. There was something just super simple though. It was basically like, this is a beginning. I'm a sunflower seed. Bye.